the age of 67, Thomas Edison returned home early one evening after another long day at his laboratory. Shortly after dinner, a man rushed into his house with urgent news. A fire had broken out at Edison's research and production campus just a few miles away. Fire trucks from 8 neighboring cities rushed to the scene, but couldn't contain the flames, fueled by the strange chemical substances in the various buildings. Green and yellow flames shot up 6 or 7 stories high, threatening to destroy the empire Edison had spent his life building. Calmly but quickly, Edison approached the fire through hundreds of devastated observers and employees, looking for his son. He said to him, "Go get your mother and all her friends. They will never see a fire like this again." "Don't worry," Edison reassured. "Everything is all right. We've just gotten rid of a lot of rubbish." It was an astonishing reaction, but on reflection, there really wasn't any other response. What should Edison have done? Cry? Get angry? Give up everything? And what exactly would that have accomplished? You who follow this channel know the answer. Nothing. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread these ancient wisdom lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Therefore, he didn't waste time lamenting. To achieve great things, we must be capable of enduring tragedies and setbacks. We have to love what we do and everything that comes with it. We have to learn to find joy in everything that happens. Of course, there was more than just a little rubbish in Edison's buildings. Years and years of invaluable records, prototypes, and research turned to ashes. The buildings that had been constructed with supposedly fireproof concrete had been insured for only a fraction of their value, thinking they were immune to such disasters. Edison and his investors were covered for only a third of the damages. Still, Edison wasn't devastated. Not as he could have been and probably should have been. Instead, the fire reinvigorated him. As he told a reporter the next day, he wasn't too old to start again. He'd been through many things like this before. It's what keeps a man from getting bored. Within about 3 weeks, the factory was practically up and running. In a month, his men were working 2 shifts a day, producing new products the world had never seen. Despite the loss of almost $1 million, which today would be roughly $23 million, Edison would gather enough energy to make almost $10 million in revenue that year, equivalent to over $200 million in today's terms. He not only suffered a tremendous disaster, but recovered and responded spectacularly. The next step after discarding our expectations, accepting what happens to us, after understanding that certain things, especially bad things, are beyond our control, is this: loving what happens to us, facing it with unfailing joy. It's the act of transforming what we must do into what we can do. We put our energies, emotions, and efforts where they'll have real impact. Let's say to ourselves, this is just what I have to do or endure. All right, I might as well be happy about it. But an interesting story to consider is that of the great boxer Jack Johnson and his famous 15-round fight with Jim Jeffries. Jeffries, called the Great White Hope, was brought out of retirement to defeat the rising black champion. Johnson, truly hated by his opponent and the crowd, still enjoyed every minute of it, smiling, joking, playing throughout the entire fight. Why not? There was no value in any other reaction. Should he have been angry because they hated him? Bitterness was the weight they carried, and Johnson refused to take part in that. Not that he simply accepted the offenses. On the contrary, Johnson designed his fight plan around it. For each unpleasant observation from Jeffries' corner, he gave his opponent another smile. For each low blow or Jeffries' charge, he countered, but never lost his composure. And when a well-placed punch opened a cut on Johnson's lip, he kept smiling, a bloody but joyful smile. Each round he became happier, more cordial, as his opponent became more enraged, ultimately losing the will to fight. In his worst moments, imagine Johnson, always calm, always in control, truly loving the opportunity to prove his worth, to perform for the people whether they wanted him to succeed or not. Each observation provoking the response it deserved and nothing more, letting his opponent dig his own grave until the fight ended with Jeffries on the ground and all doubts about Johnson silenced. A famous person who was in the first row seat said, "No one understands this man who smiles. The story of the fight is the story of a smile. If ever a man won by nothing more fatiguing than a smile, Johnson won. Today that man is us, or the best we can be if we strive to be like him. For we are in our own fight, with our own obstacles, and we can wear them down with our tireless smile, frustrating the people or impediments that try to frustrate us. Or We can be Edison, our factory on fire, not lamenting our fate, but enjoying the spectacular scene and then beginning the recovery effort the very next day, roaring back quickly. Your obstacle may not be as severe or violent, but nevertheless, it is significant and beyond your control. It warrants only one response, a smile, as the Stoics commanded themselves. Joy in all situations, especially the bad ones. Who knows where Edison and Johnson learned this, but it's evident they did. Learning not to kick about matters that aren't under our control is one thing. Indifference and acceptance is certainly better than disappointment and anger. Very few understand or practice this art, but it's only a first step. Better than all this is love for everything that happens to us, for each situation. This is amor fati, as they say, love of fate, of everything that happens to you. The goal isn't, I'm feeling good about this, or I think I'm feeling good about this. No, but rather, I'm feeling great about this because if it happened, then it was meant to happen. I'm happy that it was when it was. I'm destined to make the best of it. And proceed doing exactly that. We don't choose what happens to us, but we can always choose how we feel about it. And why would you choose to feel anything else, if not good? We can choose to present a good account of ourselves. If the event must occur, amor fati, love of fate, is the response. Don't waste a second reliving your expectations. Look forward with an elegant smile. It's important to look at Johnson and Edison because they didn't remain passive. They didn't simply turn their backs and tolerate adversity. They embraced what happened to them. They liked it. It's a bit artificial, I know, feeling gratitude for things we never wanted to happen in the first place. But by now we know the opportunities and benefits hidden in adversities. We know that by overcoming them, we emerge stronger, smarter, with greater decision-making power. There are few reasons to delay these feelings, to reluctantly recognize later that it was for the best when we could have felt this from the start, since it was inevitable. You love this because all of this is fuel. You don't just want fuel, you need it. You can't go anywhere without it. No one or nothing can. Therefore, you are grateful for it. This doesn't mean that what's good always outweighs what's bad, what's free and without cost. But there's always something good contained in what is, even if at first it's sometimes vaguely perceptible and we can find it and rejoice because of it. If you've watched until the end, I'm sure you'll also enjoy my last video that is appearing on your screen now.